like to discuss something, and I'm going to preface this with I'm not in a relationship. I'm nowhere near being in a relationship. But this is something that I'm thinking about a lot recently. Is like, personally, I do not like coming out to people. I don't. I like to let people figure it out on their own. Now, usually that would be by means of somebody else outing me. But I'm meeting a lot of new people recently, and these people have no connection to anybody else that I know. So therefore, they wouldn't find out in the same way that usually people I meet find out that I'm trans. And which means, like, there's absolutely, unless I say something, there's absolutely no way they're going to find out, unless they come across my YouTube channel by some random coincidence. But these people who really don't have any connection to the LGBT community, and so they're not at any LGBT events, which would be, another way for them to find out. But I usually don't out myself at those events anyway. So even then, there's not really any way for them to find out. So my problem is I meet someone, right? What do? I don't like dates. I do not like dates. I don't like going on dates. I like to have a relationship that stems out of friendship. And so that's all well and good. But if I'm stealth around every single one of my friends, then what? Because I've come across this issue of, if I'm interested in someone, do I tell them, do I just go for it, ask them out, whatever, and start going out with them, assuming, of course, that they say yes. Then when do I say something, and how do I say it? There's the dilemma, because you come across if you wait too long, basically, if you go with the mindset of, I want them to date me as, I want them to know me specifically as male, I want them to date me specifically as male, and then I will tell them about my medical history, so that at that point they already see me as 100% male, and it's not going to take away from that. And, I want them to there to be an emotional connection before I tell them, so that, they're not just going to check out and leave, because at that point they got to know me and maybe will not see it as such a big deal. But then you run the risk of them feeling betrayed or lied to, depending on how long you put it off. But then my other thing is, I don't like to tell people that I'm trans. So, I wouldn't tell them beforehand either, because I don't know. My other problem is I don't want to date somebody who, I don't want to be an experiment. That's a kind of weird way to put it, but I've met a lot of people who say that they would date me specifically because I'm trans, or they'd find it interesting to date a trans person, or I don't know, that they'd like to try it out. And I don't want to be something you're trying out. I want you to genuinely like me back and want to go out with me because you have feelings for me, not because you're like, oh, okay, this person's trans, well, let's see what happens. I don't want to be that to somebody. Perfectly valid feelings if you don't want to be in a relationship with a trans person. I can totally understand why you wouldn't. There's a lot of stuff that comes along with it, and you get a front row seat to all of my dysphoria and all of my, emotional things that come along with being trans. So I can totally understand and totally respect somebody who doesn't want to get involved with a trans person romantically or physically. And this dilemma just keeps coming up. Do I wait till they have an emotional connection to me before I tell them, or do I tell them first and run the risk of either them, just being taken aback and not wanting to get involved, because they're either scared, uneducated, whatever, or have them think oh, this could be fun. Yeah. So it's just something I've been thinking about because I'm meeting all these new people, and I'm like, a relationship could stem out of any of these new friendships. So if that were to happen, what would I do? What would I do? Yeah. Do you go on a few dates first and then say like, hey, I got something to tell you? Or do you just tell them up front? I mean, I think it's a different situation too. If I tell somebody, or if I were to ask someone out, I think it's the biggest issue for me. Because I don't want to say, I'm trans, by the way, I like you, will you go out with me? Yeah, that seems a little weird to me. But then if someone were to ask me out, then I could probably be more in the mindset of, okay, I'll go on a date with this person. Maybe I'll go on 2 or 3 dates with this person and then tell them. But yeah, if I'm doing the asking out, then it's like, yeah, I feel like there's more of a chance that way of the person feeling lied to and betrayed if I'm asking them out and then later telling them, hey, this is what happened, rather than them coming to me with their feelings first and then me saying, look, I didn't get a chance to tell you this, but like, look, I really wanted to go out with you and I didn't get a chance to tell you this. This is, who I am. But yeah. So tell me all your fun relationship stories or, questions or anything like that, because I'd like to hear from you guys. This is something I've really been thinking about recently, and I just wanted to talk about it. So let me know. Questions, comments, video topics, anything like that, let me know. Message me or leave them down below. Subscribe, and my GoFundMe link for my top surgery will be in the description. You can visit the page, share the link, and or donate. That would be really appreciated. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Remember, share your relationship stories, and or if you have any weird things going on in your head like I do about relationships, go ahead and share. Thank you for watching.